Hello guys, what's going on? This is Negatious. And welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. It's been 4 days now since I've last recorded. So I even forgot the name of the game, for fuck's sake. I've had some things, mainly with my studies and workplace stuff to organize. So I haven't really had time to record. I apologize for the video yesterday and the video before that the scheduling was off on those. But regardless, we are back now, at least for a while. Anyways, I'll make sure to inform you guys of further interruptions, I guess, if those things happen. Anyways, enough with the real talk. Let's get back to the game. So, last time we we spent a lot of time in the student council room with Misha and Shizune, and pretty much just went back to the student council duty only to find out that we are going to play games. And Misha threw around a bunch of suggestions, all of us which were denied, and in the end we decided to play chess. When Hanako arrived to the student council room, I think she lost her ID or something. And in the end, she didn't even recover her ID because she was barraged into a series of chess games against Shizune, and Shizune won them all. It was fun to see that interaction, though, because Shizune and Hanako have quite a bit of respect for each other. Well, Shizune has respect towards Hanako, which is really nice to see, actually. And right now, we just got back to our room after a long day at the student council. Misha won't also be joining us because she had to catch up on her studies, so we need to build the stalls for some festival, I can't remember the name of it, with Shizune alone, so let's get going. I think that's all. Oh yeah, and Shizune also knows that we know sign language now, so thanks to Misha. Okay, let's get going. I throw back my daily wistful of pills with a glass of water. After a solid 8 hours of sleep, I don't really know what I was so afraid of last night. As I chew a particularly large tablet in half, I continue to rationalize my worries away. Shizune knew I was taking sign language classes all day yesterday, and didn't make a big deal out of it. She might be mute, but that doesn't mean she can't make her feelings known. No, in fact, it seems like she's all the more direct for it. She doesn't beat around the bush or hold back. She always makes herself clear unapologetically, so there can be no mistakes. So, if she wasn't mad then, it's unlikely she would be at all. And on top of that, I didn't do anything wrong anyway. But, as that fear of mine recedes, the thought of spending a couple days with Shizune without Misha takes its place. I hadn't really thought about it yesterday, but the idea becomes more and more intimidating. It's true I can understand sign language pretty well, but I would definitely hesitate to say I understand it above a basic level, and if she were to speed up her signing, which she does quite a bit, I don't think I could even keep up. Signing, too, is not my strong suit. Doing both at the same time like Misha can, is still a distant dream. Let me actually raise the volume a bit, because the music seems to be kinda low, maybe. That's better. Hey, Misha is here, nice.
Hey-chan!
What?
Don't forget, you said you would be help out building stalls today! Behind the school after classes are over, okay?
I know.
Last time you helped out, Hichan, we really appreciated it. This time it's even more important, so skipping out is unforgivable, okay?
I want to ask why that is, but there isn't any opportunity to do so. Besides, Misha is behind in her classes, so it seems like a bad idea to distract her now that I know that. I can always ask her at lunch, which is what I end up doing.
Because, Hichan, a festival that celebrates a town is exactly what it sounds like. It's to celebrate your home and its history. Tanabata is different. It's for wishes and lovers. That definitely makes it more important, doesn't it? Yeah, naturally it would be.
Also, Tanabata was the name of the festival. I completely forgot about that. I remembered it started with a T though. So that's improvement, I guess. Is that really what it's for though?
Hey, John, you have no sense of fun.
She puffs out her cheeks in displeasure before blowing the air out like a deflating balloon.
You have to appreciate things like that, even if it's just an excuse to eat interesting things and dress up in the end. I'll be disappointed if you don't, okay?
Dress up? What? Before I can say anything, she turns to the side to inhale a croquette. After classes, I meet Shizune behind the school, where it seems she already set everything up sometime yesterday. She greets me with a short wave, and then with a flourish of the hammer already in her hands, extends her arm towards the stalls behind her, with some of them already half completed, others still haphazard piles of board bundled together with a string. As time passes, I realize that pills can only do so much. I still get way more tired than should be normal. Luckily, Shizune's back is to me, so I can afford to take a lot of breaks without having to worry about her wondering why. When I stop and think about it though, I also like the neat effect that they do on on the screen, like with the time passing. You know, when the screen gets kind of like the colors change, the color palette changes. When I stop and think about it though, I start to feel pretty guilty for taking advantage of her inability to hear that my hammer stopped banging. It's a terrible thing to be happy about. Her work ethic is admirable. It's obvious that it bores her, and even annoys her, but she doesn't slacken her pace. When she gets tired nailing a stall together with one arm, she switches to the other. Damn, so she's capable of using both hands. That's impressive. Shizune... I feel like an idiot the second I say her name. I can't tell her what I think. There's a hammer in my hand as well, and in the end, I feel like I have to keep up with her. I can't slack off either, especially when it's just the two of us. There's no time to slack, sign, no opportunity. Not even for a compliment for a job well done. Even something as casual as that would require me to put my hammer down, get her attention, and then sign it to her. A simple gesture turned into something so needlessly complex, like a single footstep taken on a road that's longer than first imagined. I've known her long enough to know this, and still forgot it. The air is filled with the rhythmic knocking of nails being driven into wood. It's actually kind of nice after a while, to pass the monotony of the task at hand. I try to match my hammering to Shizune's, then alternate it to try and form a beat. Of course, she doesn't notice. It makes me wonder, does the lack of sound make this work seem more drawn out and boring to her? It's strange, being unable to hear the results of her actions even as she feels the vibrations through her fingers. Or, having no concept of sound, does it bother her at all? Distracted, I don't notice Shizune sneaking up on me until her head pops into view.
Taking a break?
I still don't know what kind of voice to give Shizune. Well, a voice, in quotes. Yeah, I guess.
Okay, let's do that.
You can understand sign language.
That makes it more convenient for the both of us, even though you hid it from me. Why?
Why what?
Why did you decide to take sign language?
Her eyes don't break off from mine even for a second. If she needs to read my response, her peripheral God, that's a hard word to say. Peripheral vision is good enough. Once she has something in her gaze, she doesn't look away. It's strange how piercing her eyes can be, dark as lake at night. Because I wanted to, and it seemed like it could come in handy. And it did, didn't it? Yes? I have no idea what a student council president might sound like. I mean, I've seen my fair share of anime, but still. Dots. Sorry, I didn't catch any of that. See? This kind of thing still comes up now and then. I wish Misha was here. She has work to make up for, doesn't she? That might be partly my fault. Misha does not need supplemental lessons. Her grades aren't the best, but she understands how the decisions she makes affect others. That puts her ahead of many people. Especially certain blondes. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot that Shizune and Shizune and Lily have like enmity between them. She doesn't forget things easily. Your sign language is very good. You're learning oddly fast. I've been taking classes for a while now, and it's kind of easy to pick up after a while, through immersion or osmosis. That kind of thing. It's not too bad. And if I'm really stuck, Misha's there too. Dots. Dots? I guess I spoke too soon. I didn't understand any of that. Time to pack pedal. Well, yeah, it's actually not that easy. It's actually hard as hell. Like trying to pick up broken glass. But I guess in some ways it's interesting as well. Like an adventure. Well, no. Picking up broken glass is not an adventure. Sure it is. It's just as challenging. If you use dustpan and broom, it's... Broom? Did Shizune turn Scottish? God. If you use a dustpan and broom, it's not. I feel frustrated and sad. When I look up, I notice she has a can of soda in her hand. Where'd you get that? I forget to sign it, but she understands anyway, following my eyes, and produces another one from behind her back. She tosses it in my direction, and I catch it with both hands. I brought an extra one for you. She pauses to slide her fingernail under the tabs of her can and pop it open before setting it aside for a moment. If you are going to try and help me so much, then I have to look out for you too. It's only natural. If you're going to learn sign language, that is something entirely different. I'm naturally going to be impressed. What separates the two is obligation. I'm very happy. She downs her drink in one go, stretches her arms behind her back and jumps to her feet. Okay, back to work. It's so weird to try and come up with a voice for a deaf person. Well, a voice. And like that, it's over. Shizune returns to her work with the same energy as before, the lingering traces of a smile on her face the only evidence that she had taken a break at all. As I do the same, I think that Misha was right in saying everything would work out for the best. Everything so far seems to be going in that direction. Misha swings by as it starts to get darker, looking just as tired as I feel, and Shizune decides to stop for today. As we cover the day's work and go our separate ways, I look at how fluidly they talk to each other, and how easily they laugh together as they walk to their dorm. It makes me appreciate Misha's skill at sign language more. I wonder if I'll ever reach that level, or if I even will have the time to. My brain just farted. Dam bum 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 bum. We know sign language. Da 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 da. Yay! God. Let's go on for a little while longer. I had to actually take I had some business to take care of in the midst of this recording, so I'm kinda lost in my calculations. The first thing I do this morning is trip once again over Kenji's package as I get out of bed, finding myself diving headfirst into the floor before I'm even fully awake. I want to smack this thing with the first blunt object I can find, like I'm going for a home run, but I don't even have the energy for that this early in the morning. And it would likely damage whatever's inside, and that would be mean. Hisao just stands up from bed and falls face first in the middle of his room with the goddamn package in his feet. That's so precious. I slide it into the hallway. It sails among the smooth floor with little difficulty and stops with a soft and almost inaudible bump on colliding with Kenji's door. Immediately, a dozen locks unbolt in succession like a mounting symphony. "Who is it?" he says, as he blindly steps forward into the hallway anyway, somehow stepping over the box in a way that would be uncharacteristically, impressively graceful if it weren't for the fact that I know it was wholly accidental. Wow. It's me. I got your mail. You're standing over it. I know. Thanks a lot, man. God. Yeah, whatever. I need to stop recording at the evenings, but this is like the only chance I had today, so... So, what's in it? He cringes, instantly turning very defensive and agitated. It's nothing. Come on, tell me. I'm curious. And you know, I almost broke my neck falling over it, and before that, I had to carry the stupidly large box around with it blocking my vision, crossing roads with it in front of me. I think you can at least tell me what's inside in return. It's secret stuff. I can't tell you because then it would be very secret and shit. It's nothing important. Well, if it's nothing important, you can tell me. If it's nothing important, why do you have to know? Why is that wrong? Why do you have to know? Why can't I know? Why are you answering my questions with questions? Why won't you answer my first question? Why won't you answer my last question? I realize our voices are getting higher with each reply. Down the hall, a door pops open and someone sticks their head out quizzically to see what's going on. We must look like such tools, but I bet I'm the only one out of the two of us with enough shame to realize it. Fine, you can take it to your grave. I have to get ready for school anyway. Damn, no! Why are you so hasty to leave? Stick around a little. You want some coffee? It's been a while. You know, I totally thought you were dead since you were so slow with the package delivery. You're lucky I was willing to do package delivery in the first place, smartass. Whoa, calm down. Man, you're so confrontational. Is it because of the student council thing? I hear you hang out with them now. You heard it from me, when I told you. Really? Yeah, well, whatever, man. The point is, they are terrible. You're the new guy, so of course you wouldn't know, but around here, she's a very divisive figure. Before you came here, she tried to institute a badge policy. It's a long story, so maybe you should sit down. I look around for a chair, but I can't find one as we are in the goddamn hallway. I raise a finger and start thinking that maybe I should tell him that, but he's already started talking. Not wanting to waste the arm movement, I look at my watch instead. Dang it. Dang it! Sorry about that. I misclicked. It would have been a real reign of terror if it had happened. Wait, you're judging her based on something that didn't even happen? Yes, anyway, her idea was like merit badges, but there would also be demerit badges. Or demerit or demerit? Demerit, I think. What would those do? I don't know, it never happened. It seemed bad though, so when I heard about it, I didn't leave my room for a few weeks. So you heard there would be massive change and hid in your room, trying to just write the change out. Nah, I decided to do something about it. I found the student council office after a while and marched right in with a list of demands and a bunch of people I grabbed in order to make myself look like I had supporters. Wait, so not only did it not happen, but no one even cared? Kenji... Oh, Kenji. Kenji doesn't hear me, having gotten a good momentum going. Wrapped up in the energy of his own ranting, he starts to completely flip out and flail his arms, apparently to wildly throw gang signs. I walked up to the desk and said to her, "Hey you fascist woman, what is this badge idea? How out of touch can you be? Here in your ivory tower, smudgely looking down upon us like we're just a bunch of idiots? Who do you think you are? Your level of elitism is terrible, and you're probably one of those outrageous rich people who have chauffeurs drive them around slums so they can point and laugh. And only drink pricey coffee beans shat out by the last living dinosaur and brewed in a solid gold skull. And how could you? Go open up a history book. Don't you know that the bourgeois are always overthrown by a bloody revolution for shit like this? Stupid. You're an idiot. Sure, the revolutionaries usually end up turning everything into an utter clusterfuck later on, but the maniac is the only kind of person who would create a policy like this. It's like something I would create to make people suffer, only real, and want you to institutionalize it. Where will this desecration of our rights end? We're a people. This is not justice. That's what I said. Then I added a cry of, "They can take our things, but they'll never take our freedom!" to appeal to the masses like that in that movie about the life of William Wallace where they took his things but not his freedom and then killed him. But she just ignored me and didn't even look up from writing her little paper shit. I wonder why. Maybe I overwhelmed her with my logic so badly that she just retreated into denial. Maybe she's just an asshole. Either way, she didn't reply, and the future refused to change. To top it off, on the way back I realized I had lost my student ID somewhere. This is the story of my life. A constant and seemingly futile struggle, like trying to climb up a brick wall with sponges for hands. Hey, you said nothing changed, but she didn't make everyone wear a bunch of stupid badges, so it did change. Yeah, that's true. Okay, maybe they're not so bad then. I guess that counts for something. If I can get Kenji to admit that maybe 2 women may not be so bad after all, I'll take it. Especially if it allows me to slip out of this conversation. I didn't realize how much time had gone by. I try to run through my usual morning routine as quickly as possible. I check my watch again as I leave the dorms and see that I'm already late. Fortunately, the rest of the day goes more smoothly, and after classes are over, I head to meet with Shizune again. Behind the school, I catch her leaning against a completed stand with parts of it still flecked with bits of paper and tape, remnants of signs from the last time it was used. Absent-mindedly spinning a nail in her hand, she hasn't noticed me yet. The temptation to sneak up on her is unbearable. Years of watching foreign wildlife documentaries have prepared me for this. I'm downwind, conditions are favorable. However, the more I think about it, the more it seems like a bad idea. If I get caught halfway, I'll look like an idiot, and if she doesn't know it's me, I could end up with an injury. Either way, I'll also look a little insensitive, so it probably would be best not to try and think funny, as disappointing as it is. I walk in front of her, startling her a little. Why so surprised? Did I catch you slacking off? No, I was taking a break. You don't even look like you broke a sweat. That's some break there, President. Shizune's eyes dart back and forth momentarily, so I think I've managed to fluster her. There's exasperation on her face, and a little tension as well, but she can't back down. That would be unthinkable for her. Her fingers dance across each other impatiently. You're acting competitive today. Are you trying to get my blood boiling? Do you want to make it a contest? We'll race who can construct the most stalls by sundown. No, I'm teasing you. That's okay. It's not a real student council if you can't tease the student council president a little. You agree, don't you? That isn't in the student council charter, so it isn't true. There is no charter. At least, I don't think there is. The only thing that they pledge loyalty to are a stack of takeout menus. Anyway, it's good you're finally here, even if you could have been here earlier. Pick up a hammer and we'll resume where we left off. As we work assembling stalls again, I slowly realize that it's really much less work than I could have expected. In fact, according to Shizune, we should be done by the end of the day with a little luck. The last time I did something like this for them, it took her, Misha and myself almost 4 days to do it. It can't be just my imagination. You know, this doesn't seem like that much work. Because it isn't. The answer leaves me wanting a little more. Knowing that it isn't the best, Shizune puts down her hammer to elaborate. It would be impossible for 2 people to do that much work in less than a week. The truth is, I don't dismantle half the stalls, I just store them someplace else. Actually, more like I hide them in plain sight. She waggles a finger mischievously. But that's a secret, and it's not proper to reveal the tricks of the trade. You're not a magician. Winking, she takes out 2 plastic containers from her bag, then puts them down on a nearby board before raising her hands slightly as to say, "Tada!" As if to say, I made lunch today for both of us. You can have this one. The food shifted in my bag, and now some of it is mixed together. She hands me one of the containers. I open it. It looks delicious, if a little simple. She hands me a pair of chopsticks, as if she had just remembered to, and I eat what looks like some grilled beef. Oh, I would love some grilled beef right now, holy god. It's very tasty. You don't like your food touching other food? I do not. You're very picky. Sometimes I mix my food on my own, but not always, and not everything. I don't like it when it's done for me. What is important is the choice. She points decisively to emphasize it and then breaks her chopsticks apart. Breaks her chopsticks apart to eat her own meal. Jesus. As I continue to eat, I notice 2 things. First is that almost everything I'm eating besides the rice is fried. Even the vegetables are fried. And there's so much meat. Does she eat this kind of stuff all the time? I wonder how she manages to stay so thin in spite of it. The second thing I notice is that I can't talk to her while eating. Talking with her mouth full is a little rude anyway, but with our hands holding the chopsticks and bowls, communication between us is impossible, just like yesterday. Even though we're spending time together, even though I took the time to learn sign language, it feels like I'm talking to her less. Despite that, it also feels like I'm understanding her more. Oh god. Normally I'd be happy to see Lily, but right now, this can't promise anything but trouble. I hear the sound of something tapping against one of the stands, and look up to see Lily standing off to my side, feeling her way around with her cane. Hi. I narrowly catch myself before I can say, didn't see you there. Good job, Hisao, you're getting better. Oh, Hisao, is that you? I thought I smelled something delicious cooking, and wondered who it might be. What is she saying? Now Shizune's and Lily's voices are like, ah, no. It's hard to move my hands in parallel to saying something completely different to Lily. This has to be why Misha just signs everything all the time. A bit silly, yeah, but it seems like it would simplify things a lot. Also, I noticed that Lily's eyes and Shizune's eyes are kinda the same color, actually. I never saw that before. Shizune tends her fingers delightedly at my translation, as if from hearing a joke. All this food was cooked hours ago. What? God, I'm having such a dilemma with fucking Shizune's voice. All of this food was cooked hours ago, but so for someone as slow as yourself, who can't even turn a piece of paper without being a week late, I guess your perception of time would have to be a little different. That's not very nice. A frown crosses Lily's face in response to a reply to something she did not hear. Sorry, I'm just having a late lunch here. The student council president cooked everything. Is the student council president here right now? She's right here. I apologize. I didn't notice. Normally her level of presence is much higher. I was not aware that the student council serves lunch outdoors. Why was I not invited? I think that it is a good to have enough free time to be able to do things like this, however. What is she saying? If I were to invite you anywhere, you would just show up late. But Shizune's words are outside of Lily's perception, a fact that is by the second increasingly maddening to her. Translate for me completely, please. What polite phrasing. It's a shame she's essentially asking me to let her fully release the dogs of war. Still, I can't just do nothing. The feeling of being unable to even respond and be understood is so isolating. She would never forgive me. I'll just try to soften her words a little. Well, actually, this was all cooked a while ago. Really? That's nice. Oh god, is this how Misha feels all the time with me and Shizune? Turn over here. It's very disrespectful to not look at the person you're speaking to. This isn't the way to a prim and proper lady should conduct herself. Half of what I'm saying is really what Shizune is saying. She doesn't like it when people don't look in her direction when she's trying to make a point. She's, to the right of my voice. To the right? Okay. Although in this case I can understand why Lily wouldn't. This is a very awkward situation and it's daunting being the sole conduit for dialogue between the two of them. Truthfully, I had forgotten what happened the last time they butted heads like this. It's clear Shizune remembers, and Lily is being pretty hostile herself, in her own way. I'm sorry, such formalities slipped my mind completely. I forgot that the student council president is the type of person who would demand such respect and adhere to the rules at all times. I'm sorry about that. God, there's so many interruptions and fails and friggin' for an example, my fucking recording cut out just now. I suppose student government requires you to keep a tight ship. Then again, she certainly has time for her own fun as well, so that must not be completely true. Student council is not a dictatorship, nor a zero-sum game. Shizune points at Lily with her finger out like a barrel of a gun and snaps her fingers explosively, causing her to flinch and become visibly upset. Is that so? Then that makes it more impressive that you have been a part of it for so long, playing as though it were one. I admire the fact that you are so tenacious. To manage it all, you must be so responsible as well. Not as much as I would like to be. You can't complain about yourself though, can you? You're very responsible. Actions like requesting a deadline to be extended and then running all the way through to the next deadline, that's not the very model of that's the very model of responsibility. Shizune is very happy to hear that, but apparently you're pretty responsible yourself, she says. Does she really? More or less. Lily doesn't seem very happy. Very happy. We're not holding a cookout, we're just taking a little lunch break. We're actually out here building stalls for the festival. You wouldn't know, since you never go outside. Ah, the two voices are so similar, I keep fucking them up all the time.
You wouldn't know, since you never go outside. Did you run out of tea?
Are you Hisao is just being the diplomat here, trying to... Are you going to town, shopping? No, as I said before, I was just passing by, in case you did not hear. I would hate to interrupt the student council president. You're not doing anything now, but you must both be very busy. In any case, Hisao, I'm sure that the student council president will be able to find or make work for the both of you if she needs to.
I'll devour you! I'll devour you!
Oh, that's a cute face. Yeah, very busy. Devour is a hard word. I'm pleased that I can read it. This isn't the time to celebrate, though. Not over that. Instead, it looks like they might stop squabbling. I would drink to that. Have a nice day, Hisao. Goodbye, Student Council President. Thanks, you too.
Stay classy.
As soon as Lily leaves, Shizune dives into the remains of her lunch as quickly as possible, as if each bite she shovels away is a means of forgetting any of this ever happened. When she's done, she heads right back to hammering with the same mindset. It's good that she's working off her frustration, but now it doesn't look like she's in any mood to talk anymore. About 2 hours later, she stops, having mowed through the rest of the stalls non-stopping that time. It still feels hard to approach her, and I think about how easily a conversation can die. Oh god. After it took so long to be able to get her alone and speak to her directly, it almost hurts.
Your translation was good.
I think that kinda works. Really?
First class!
She punctuates it with a thumbs up.
For your level? There aren't many deaf people in the school, and sign language classes have been on the edge of getting cut out for a while now. I'm sure you don't have many classmates, am I right? If you're only learning sign language now, your speed is going to be limited. That is why interest in it wanes, because it takes more effort than normal just to communicate. I imagine it's the same with all languages. In such a situation, conversations in sign language are less dots than they would inherently be to start with.
I don't understand that word. Less what? Ah.
Spontaneous. Misha is the only person who can really capture it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Her expression changes for a second, and changes back too quickly to digest, but I get the feeling that this isn't meant to be pursued. So basically the only person she can have, like, legitimate talks or like legitimate chatting with is Misha, I take it. What I really want to know about is, why do you and Lily fight so much? Tensing a little and visibly frowning, Shizune tenses her fingers and overlays them repeatedly, as if shuffling an invisible deck of cards.
Two fights that you know of aren't worth calling so much. If you had been there last year, you could say that.
I heard it was a rough year. Something about how you tried to institute a badge policy.
Haha.
Haha. When Shizune's... For fuck's sake! When Shizune's expression changed, I like, my mind went to the thought that, okay, she's speaking now, so I started speaking with her voice. Haha, surprised? Well, I want to hear more about that later, definitely, but... You don't like Lily very much, do you? Don't dodge my question.
I'm not dodging anything. She was part of the student council until last year. We didn't get along very well. She wanted to keep doing things like the old student council did. The old student council was just so ineffectual. It was stupid and insulting. I wanted to do more, and we had a fight. A lot of fights. She couldn't do anything on time. Then she said that what I wanted to do was meaningless, just extra busy work. Does this look like meaningless busy work to you?
Shizune gestures around us.
What's really meaningless is a student council that does not do anything. Weak, lazy and boring. Especially boring. I couldn't get excited over sitting in a room with nothing to do. That's just a waste of time. Why would I even be there? It didn't get my blood flowing. Arguing with her does that. If she could have been that motivated before, she wouldn't have put so much dedication into being my enemy. But if she shows that much spirit, it's not a complete loss. At least it's something. It's still exciting.
I see. And what about that badge thing? She laughs, covering her mouth with her hand as if to hide it. Her laughter is the only thing she regularly tries to hide.
That was just a joke. Having a little fun sometimes is important too.
So, are you basically telling me that Shizune trolled the entire school by fucking... Jesus. That's one epic troll. Okay. Alright. We are going to drop off that episode of Katawa Shoujo there. My god, I was just failing all over the place. If you didn't enjoy this video, make sure to drop a comment down below. Any constructive criticism or just normal banter is recommended. And also, it'd be really nice if you could drop a comment. If you want to support this video and my channel, you can either like the video, I appreciate your appreciation through the like, or you can even subscribe to get my videos into your sub tab the moment they come online. Make sure to click that bell button as well. My name is Negacious, and I'll see you in my next video of Katawa Shoujo.